Okay, hello. We are here with my grandma today, Elisa, and we call her Abuelita, and this is going to be a recording of her talking about her life. This is for current family and future family as well. Hello, Abuelita. How are you today?
Fine.
Excellent. Well, we just have some questions for you. What are First of all, what are some of your first memories? What are some of the first things you can remember from when you were a baby or a kid growing up in
I
Cuba?
was born in a small town in Cuba named Ceiba del Agua, and I was there until I was like 7, 8 years, and then I played a lot with my cousins. I had a lot of cousins and a lot of family there, and there was behind my home there was a railroad track, un tren. Todos los días pasaba un tren, and then we wait for the train to get sugar cane, and the the man in the from train throw sugar cane to us in our backyard, and I like it.
Very cool. And when were you born? What day of what year?
I was born April 19, 1928.
Wow. Very cool. And what memories do you have of your parents, your mom and your dad growing up?
Oh, my dad was born in Spain, and he he had a very rough life because they were very poor in Spain, and he came in a Polizonte, a store, you say,
Mm-hmm.
and then he went to Cuba, and I think wait, and he worked very hard. He was a shoemaker.
Mm.
Yeah, and then my mother, she was also from a very poor family, and she lived in a small town nearby by where I was born, and that's where my father met her, and they got married in July 2, 1927.
Oh wow. Very, very cool. And how many siblings did you have growing up?
I had three, one sister and two brothers.
And were you the youngest, the oldest?
I was the oldest one.
Okay, wow. And what memories do you have of playing with your siblings growing up?
I was very close to my sister. Her name is Rosa, and we went together all over the place, and we went to school together up to the medical school, in grade in college, and then my two brothers, and she became a physician like me, and then my two brothers also went to medical school, and they both are physicians too.
Wow. So all four of the kids are physicians in your family?
All four.
Wow, I bet your parents were proud of that.
Yeah.
That's really neat. How about friends? Like, what did you have a friend growing up that you remember?
Oh yeah, we have we had several friends in college and in medical school. Medical school in Cuba were 7 years, so we start 942 students in the first year, and from those only 76 finished medical school.
Wow. That's amazing.
Wow, yeah. And what number child were you of the four?
The
One.
first.
Oh, the first. Did I miss that?
Yeah, it's okay. And what kind of things did you do for fun in Cuba?
We were poor. We were very poor. We didn't have. We play. We play. We have only. I remember when I was a child. I only have one doll, una muñeca, and then when I finish playing with that, we save it, and then when we want to play, we take the doll out, and then we play. We didn't have that many. I never had a bike, and I want a bike so badly.
Yeah.
That when my daughter was born, Elisa, she was 5 months old. The first Christmas in 1957, with 56, we bought her a bike. It's about 5 months old.
Did you want to ride? Did you want to ride it too?
Oh yeah.
And what kind of food did you eat at your house growing up?
Food,
Mm-hmm.
or rice and beans and meat and boiled potatoes and boiled sweet potato.
Yeah. And what kind of did you like? Is there a certain type of music you liked growing up?
I like mainly the Latin music, the salsa and and I like the classic music.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Very cool. And what what made you want to go into medical school?
Well, when I finished college, they were 5 years. I went to a town that was 20 miles away from home, and we we thought that we're not going to we couldn't, my father couldn't pay $110 for the tuition, and we were in last year of college, and we were in that place, and a professor came and said, "Why are you so sad?" I said, "Because we want to go to medical school, but my father cannot pay." Then her name was Doctora Valenzuela. She said, "Well, let me talk to my mother." And I said, what is her mother going to do? Her mother took us in her house for 7 years without paying a penny.
Oh wow.
Yeah, and the sad part is that that house was 51 blocks from the university. And we walked that 51 block every day, twice, for 5 years.
Wow.
Because we didn't have 6 cents for the bus.
That's a lot of walking. And what did you do for lunch in the middle of the day?
Well, for lunch we didn't have money to buy lunch, so that was if in the university hospital that has 7,000 beds. One of the man that deliver food to the patients, it was my town, and he says, if you find a container, I give you some food. When I'm bringing food to the patients, I can give you some food, and that's what we ate for 2 years.
Wow.
So we didn't have money to buy lunch.
And what were you telling us the other day about that lady who saw you, and you told her you didn't have anything to eat for lunch, and she fed you lunch for a long time?
Oh, well, that was when I was in college. When I was in college, the first year or the second year, I was in the front porch because I in college you can do art and science. So the art was in the morning and the science was in the afternoon. So we did my sister and I did both, and we had to wait. But in the meantime, noontime came over and we didn't have money to buy lunch. So next to the college, there was this lady, her husband used to take care of horses. And she said, "What are you waiting?" I said, "I'm waiting for the afternoon." And she said, and I said, "But we don't have money to eat." So she brought us she said, "Oh, come to my house next door." And she gave us, every day, she gave lunch for around 4 years.
Wow. And what happened after that? Did you ever see her again?
Yes, like 10 years ago, when I was practicing in Hawthorne, she called. She was living in a town called Torrance, nearby where we practice medicine. And she called, she said, "I am Antoliana Rodriguez." And I remember she's the one who fed us for free for 4 years. So she came over and I helped her. And then she came to the office and we were very happy to see her. And from that moment until she died, I told our business manager to send her every month $200. And he did that for 7 years until she died. And then when she died, they were going to pay for a welfare casket, and I said, no. We bought a good casket. It cost over $7,000. I didn't want her to be buried in that. So we tried to do the best that we could for her, but she was very good to us.
Wow, that's amazing. And how about that one guy you told me who had no arms and no legs? Can you tell us a story about how you helped him?
Oh yeah, we have. Well, I I did rehabilitation medicine, and we have. His name is Leslie Milkmore, and he came from Vietnam, and he didn't have the right arm, both legs, and part of the genitalia was gone. So he was we helping out, and we since the VA Habitat was next to the Long Beach College, he went to he took his degree in the Long Beach College, and then he went. He will make arrangement to be transported to USC, and he got his he got his PhD in USC, and then today he's the dean of the University of San Diego.
Wow.
His name is Leslie Milkmore.
Wow.
That's amazing. And didn't he like not want to live anymore, but you kept encouraging him that he could
Oh, yeah, he was.
that he could do things and
He was very very sad, but then eventually he fell in love with one of the nurse aides, and he married her, and today they live in San Diego, and I think they had 2 or 3 kids.
wow. That's amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Can you tell us about the first time you met Papa and how you guys what happened in your early dating years and how you guys eventually got married and all that stuff?
I met Papa. We were both staying in the county hospital, maternity county hospital, known as America Area Hospital, and we became friends, and then we eventually he came to my house, and at that time and today you're supposed to talk to your father and ask for your hand, and then he came every Friday. He came to my house in San Antonio de los Baños, and until we got married.
Wow. That's really neat.
How long did you
Dating,
know each other? Yeah, how long did you date?
I would say from 1951 to 55 for 4 years.
Mm. And then you got married.
And then we got married October 9, 1955.
Mm-hmm.
That's really neat. Did you like dancing?
No,
Cuba, no?
neither Papa. Eh?
Yo no, ahora no porque estamos viejos.
No, I never liked dancing. No, I never liked dancing.
No?
Can I ask a question?
Yeah.
How would you describe your childhood? Like,
I was happy because we have my father family who came from Spain. They live in a small town, and so we were very family oriented, and the family, all our family was very close. So we have a very, I think I have very happy childhood.
mm-hmm. And you lived in a country town, or was it more city?
Was a small town, around 200 people.
A small town.
Ahí
Oh, that's
queda
right,
ahí.
200 people.
Yeah.
Wow.
And a lot of family lived close by?
Oh yeah, we have my father family all came from Spain, and all live in that small town, Ceiba del Agua.
Sede de Agua.
Yeah.
How many are in your father's family? How many were in his family when they came?
I was all together like 20 people.
Oh,
Oh yeah,
so like his family and then his brothers.
brothers and sisters, and I have a lot of cousins.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of cousins, and uncle and aunts and cousins.
Mm-hmm.
And do you know how many years your family was in Spain for like hundreds of years or?
Well, my grandma, that's the first Elisa. My grandma's name was Elisa Garcia Pellon, and
Hello?
she was born in Galicia, in Spain.
Hello?
And
Hello?
I would say she was there for the last
Hello?
50 years.
Yes?
But when she came
Can I help you?
to Havana,
I don't hear
she was
anything.
over 50 years.
If I don't
Oh,
hear
wow.
anything, I cannot help you. I am going to hang up.
And what can you tell us about what was your first impression of the United States? Can you tell us the story of your first your traveling over to the United States and your
Yes,
first night there?
we came to the United States in November 26th, was it? And I was expecting my first child, and I was nauseated, and I didn't feel any good. So we flew from Havana to Miami in Cubana Airlines, Cuban Airlines, and from there we flew from Miami to Newark, New Jersey, and we stayed with my husband, a family for 1 day, and then from there we flew to Chicago, to the hospital where we trained little company of Mary Hospital in Chicago.
Wow. Did you have to go through Ellis Island?
No,
Oh,
we went from Miami all the way. But we didn't go that far.
it was an easy immigration process then, right?
No. Cuba didn't have any problem. We
Okay.
got a visa right away. We didn't have no problem.
And what was the weather like when you first got to the United States?
Oh my God! When we flew from Miami to Philadelphia, and when we step out in Philadelphia to get another plane to go to Newark, to New Jersey, was snowing. I never had seen snow in my life.
Oh wow! So
I was very impressed with the seeing snow. I never had seen snow in my life.
Hmm. I bet you were excited, but maybe cold.
It's very cool.
And when you were living in Cuba, what did you think of the United States when you were living in Cuba? And what did the people around you think too?
Well, I thought that was a great country that we want to look for our future and doing more training and go back and work as a doctor. We need more training, which we did in Chicago.
Yeah. And what religion did your parents teach you when you were growing up?
Methodist.
Okay.
They were Methodist, and I was Methodist for 28 years.
Were your grandparents Methodists
Yeah.
also?
Pero tu madre no, ella era católica.
Bueno, my mother,
She didn't want to pay her.
ella no iba a la iglesia.
Oh, okay, so she was Catholic and your dad was Methodist.
Yeah.
And how about can you tell us the story of your first children being born?
Elisa was born July 18, 1956, a little company of Mary Hospital in Chicago. And that's at that time I stayed like a week or 10 days in the hospital. You could do that at that time. Today no, but that time you can stay longer in the hospital. And then I that was rough because we didn't have enough money. We only make $66 a month in the hospital, and we paid $95 rent. And then we had to buy. I remember I went to Walgreens to buy a can of milk. I can buy the cheapest one that I found was pet milk. They were 8 cans for $1. So my two first children were fed with pet milk. They were 8 cans for $1 in Walgreens.
Wow. You have to do what you have to do, right?
I didn't have money. We had to.
And what are some of your memories of when Tenny was born?
Tenny was a very, very, very pretty baby. Muy bonito. Tenía su pelo rubio and the blue eyes. Everybody had to admire Tenny. Tenny was a very, 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 very beautiful baby. Yeah.
Very cool. How about some of your memories of when Rosa was born?
Rosa was born in Illinois, in a town called Havana, Illinois. And she was born November 21, 1958. And she was my biggest baby. She weighs over 9 pounds.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And she was very, very, very pretty. Rosa was black hair. And Rosa was very nice.
Very cool. How about memories of my mom being born, Terry?
Your mom always, she have been too fast for everything she had done. When we had with Terry, when I was in labor with Terry, she couldn't wait to get to the delivery room. She was born in a stretch because Terry was siempre had been too fast for everything she had done. Even being born, she was born in a stretch. She didn't make it to the delivery room.
That's why she's a good kindergarten teacher, huh? Because she likes she keeps things at a fast pace, huh? How about your memories of your first son being born, Manuel?
Oh, Manuel, that was a big thing because we have already 4 daughters, and actually, mainly my husband, he was a junior, and when Manuel was born, they in the habitat I was head of the OBGYN department in Havana, Illinois, and then when Manuel was born, they put a big sign on top of the habitat. Libreton have a H-E-I-R.
Air.
Air. And then I thought they say hair. And he said, boy, what do you? I said, no, that means heredero. Yeah. And then they put everyone came to see him, and they put the little crib there beside the glass thing, and they put the Breton baby. It was a big thing when Manuel was born.
Wow.
That's really neat.
Because we have 4 daughters already.
Yeah. That's funny. And what's your memory of Becky?
Becky was born in Havana, Illinois también, and she was very tiny. She weighed 5 pounds, something like that. She always had been a very pretty baby. She had a green eyes. Becky had been very pretty. She was born May 19, 1962.
Wow. And then how about Maria? You had Maria
Here
Here?
in California, and she was born in San Mary Hospital in Long Beach, and Maria was born January 4, 1969, and then I thought if I have another baby, I want to be a girl so she can play with Maria. But then came Ramon, October 16, 1970. And Ramon, when he was born, I was disappointed because I want him to be